Everyone died. Let us pray on the 78th anniversary of D-Day as the people before us fought for our freedom. Let us make wise decisions here as the council as we honor our youth tonight in the Tommy TV cast. What an excellent job they did a couple weeks ago. We also will give the oath of office to one of our firefighters, congratulating him, and just give us praise and give us help, Lord, as we ask for your help in making wise decisions. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Here. Megawatt. Here.
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 All aldermen are present except for Alderman Driscoll. Tonight, the Youth of the Month, we will honor the Tommy TV cast. On May 14th at 7 p.m., the two THS Tommy TV classes hosted the first annual Tommy TV Awards. Initially, a Tommy Awards Committee was formed, and after 6 months of planning, along with weekly meetings, the team put on a 2-hour awards show honoring teachers, support staff members, administrators, students, and community members. The awards committee consisted, if you'll stand when I say your name, producer Sophia Robinson, head of awards Anthony Rebecco, finance director Addison Vokes, decorational designer Izzy Miller, head of food services Lizzie Schaefer, head of sales and website design Brian Short, stage director Tucker Winans, head of logistics Lane Neal, head of marketing Macy Richards, head of sponsorships Miley Sims, and stage committee member Jordan Staples. During this evening, 18 awards were given. The list is as follows: Tornado Fan of the Year, Frankie Blanchfield; Generosity Award, the Berry Family; Outstanding Teacher of the Year, Matt Bloomquist; Memorial School Most Influential Teacher, Kayla Basil; Support Person of the Year, Susie McClure; Junior High Most Influential Teacher, Pam DeWerth; North School Most Influential Teacher, Amy Kent; Administrator of the Year, Jennifer Wise; Coach of the Year, Doug Bowser; Senior High School Most Influential Teacher, Steve Steele; Central School Most Influential Teacher, Kelly McKee; Musician of the Year, Izzy Miller, and she has agreed to play after our July 4th parade this year at the courthouse, so we'll get to hear Izzy play. Most Involved Student, Lizzie Schaefer; Heart and Soul Award, Kennedy Curlock; Innovation Award, Brian Short; Hero Award, Linus Melton; Female Athlete of the Year, Samantha Breckenridge; and Male Athlete of the Year, Carter Ostermeyer. If the Tommy TV crew would stand up or come forward, I'll give them this proclamation. Whereas to really excel in any area, a young person must demonstrate, in addition to a great deal of natural ability, an outstanding spirit of knowledge, dedication, enthusiasm, and hard work. And where Tommy TV staff held a great inaugural event by putting on the first ever Tommy TV Awards honoring teachers, support staff members, administrators, students, and community members. And now therefore I, Bruce Berry, Mayor of the City of Taylorville, do hereby proclaim June 6, 2022 as Tommy TV Day. Congratulations. I got cake and cupcakes for everyone in my office. And the cake was made by one of the students, Lacey Deeper. Now we'll swear in those of office for firefighter Smalley. Come forward.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of firefighter to the best of your ability? Need a motion to approve the omnibus designation. Motion by Alderman Bryant, second Alderman Brown. Roll call. Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Driscoll Teddy?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. Minutes of the public hearing held May 16, 2022. Minutes of the regular meeting held May 16, 2022. Minutes of the finance committee meeting held May 19, 2022. Minutes of the ordinance committee meeting held May 19, 2022. Minutes of the street and sewer committee meeting held May 26, 2022. Minutes of the emergency services committee meeting held June 2nd, 2022. And minutes of the personnel committee meeting held June 2nd, 2022. Motion to approve the minutes? Alderman Skoltedi, second. Alderman Bryant, questions or comments? Roll call.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Driscoll Teddy?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. An ordinance granting a special use for the development and operation of a 1.125 megawatt MWAC solar energy facility on GSI Group LLC property. Motion to Alderman Bud, second.
Second.
Alderman Olive, questions or comments?
The comment that I had, folks, is that I realized you now have Exhibit A, which is a copy of the plat of survey that is to be attached to this particular ordinance, and also Exhibit B, which is the overlay, which is going to show what the solar array facility is going to look like. Brian Peters from GSI is here, but I think I've got him on mute. Can you unmute yourself?
I can you hear me now?
Yes. Is there anything you wanted to add before they vote? I assume.
No comments from us. Thank you for your patience in working with us.
Okay. They're all in agreement with this revised ordinance, and I think it's been revised to the parties' mutual satisfaction, so I recommend that folks go ahead and adopt it.
Roll call.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yeah.
Driscoll Teddy?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Mayor Barry?
Yes. Motion carries 8-0.
And I think with that, folks, is that Ryan, you're gonna tell your people, your attorneys there, you'll need to sign off on that consent agreement that's attached to the ordinance, which makes it a binding contract for both parties.
Correct.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yep, will do.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all.
An ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a business development district number 1 redevelopment district agreement by and between the city of Taylorville and Urban Rental Company, 109 North Chestnut Street. This is in the amount of $5,000 is what come out of committee. So I need a motion to approve. Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Skoltedi, questions or comments? Roll call.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Driscoll Teddy?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Mayor Barry?
Yes, motion carries 8-0. An ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a BDD number 1 redevelopment district agreement by and between the city of Taylorville, Illinois, and Seth Mullen and Brick City LLC Series 15, 111 North Walnut Street. This is for the amount of $50,000. Motion to approve. Alderman Bud, second. Second, Alderman Wilson. Comments or question? Roll call.
Jim Olive,
Yes.
Chris Copetti,
Nope.
Jeremy Wilson,
Yes.
Doug Brown,
Yes.
Megan Bryant,
No.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Motion.
Mayor Barry.
Mayor Barry votes yes. Motion carries 6-2. An ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a BDD number 1 redevelopment district agreement by and between the city of Taylorville, Illinois, and Kimberly K. Ferris and Joseph R. Ferris, doing business as SPD Detail Center, 100 South Walnut. This is their second project, and this one is in the amount of $5,915. So motion to approve. Alderman Bud, second.
Second.
Alderman Bryant, questions or comments? Roll call.
Chris Copetti,
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson,
Yes.
Doug Brown,
Yes.
Megan Bryant,
Yes.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Jim Olive,
Yes.
Mayor Barry.
Yes, motion carries 8-0. An ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a BDD District Number 1 redevelopment district agreement by and between City of Taylorville, Illinois, and Brett and Vanessa Wiseman, doing business as Wiseau's Bar, 1610 West Ressler Street. This is in the amount of $23,500. Motion by Alderman Wilson, second.
Second.
Alderman Skoltedi, questions or comments? Roll call.
Jeremy Wilson,
Yes.
Doug Brown,
Yes.
Megan Bryant,
No.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Jim Olive,
Yes.
Chris Copetti,
Yes.
Mayor Barry.
Yes, motion carries 7-1. An ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a BDD number 1 redevelopment district agreement by and between the city of Taylorville and David G. Durham and Deborah A. Durham, 100, 102, and 104 East Market Street. This is in a total amount of $33,748.82, which is broken up, $9,400 on the 100 East Market, $9,022 on 102 East Market, and $15,283 on 104 East Market. So motion to approve. Alderman Bud, second.
Second.
Alderman Bryant. Comments or questions? Roll call.
Doug Brown,
Yes.
Megan Bryant,
Yes.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Steve
Yes.
Dorsones, Jim Olive,
Yes.
Chris Copetti,
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson,
Yes.
Mayor Barry.
Yes, motion carries 8-0. Resolution approving the solar power purchase agreement with Renewable Energy Evolution, LLC, concerning the installation, operation, and maintenance of a solar array energy system at the city's water treatment plant facilities. Motion by Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Dorsones, questions or comments?
Some comments,
Comment?
Mr. Mayor, if I may. I'm recommending this resolution be adopted tonight. Attached to it is the solar power purchase agreement that we've spent quite a bit of time negotiating with Greg Swanson. And Brian Mallett is on the Zoom here with us, and he may add a few comments. I think it's to our mutual satisfaction the way we've got it worded. I did have a conversation with Greg this afternoon. I sent you an email. Did you all get it with the red language onto it? I wanted to put in there about the perimeter fencing, and they're agreeable to that. If you note, this is a net metering type operation, which means I'm told that only the energy, electricity that's produced at the water treatment plant is for the city of Taylorville, period. If there is excess electricity generated from this particular solar array facility, I'm told that it gets banked with Ameren, and then at some point there'll be credit coming back to the city, but it will never be used for any third parties other than the city. With that being said, then they don't need to come in and get a special use permit under Chapter 15, because your Chapter 15 deals with community solar array facilities like you had with Cypress Creek, where they would generate electricity and then sell it back to the grid to whoever wants to buy it. This is just for the city of Taylorville, the way I understand we've drawn up this contract. So we did address the questions about decommissioning. After the initial offer of you folks was in 6 years they would give it to you. We put in the contract, right for the contract, that you may not want it at that point. So you have the right to say, no, we don't want to take it at that point. They need to keep it in operation. If you say no, then it'll continue for another 9 years because they need to have a 15-year span to operate this to satisfy the Illinois rate rules and regulations. At the end of that time frame, if you decide you don't want it, they will go at their expense and tear it down and remove it at their sole expense. At any time between years, if you say, if for any reason year 6 to year 15, for whatever reason, whether it's because of a breach of contract or because something comes up they can't finish it and do it, they still have the obligation to at their expense to remove it. You'll see in the contract we've got 2 bonds. One bond, performance and payment bond, will be required at the upfront before they start the construction. That's the guarantee that's going to be put in place. And then there'll be a second performance and payment bond that you'll have to approve, goes to the decommissioning expense. Now, I think Greg is here and Brian's here. They could speak and give you some estimate of what that would be. But I'm also told that after year 15, if you didn't want it, so say you go for year 20 and then you want to stop it, then it would be the city's responsibility to get rid of it. However, Greg told me this afternoon, there's some value in those panels that they may want to take them back and then turn around and sell them and get some money out of them. I'm told that the panels that they intend to put in are going to be warranted for 20 years, but they may last as many as 30 years. And if I say anything wrong, fellas, jump in and tell me. I'm just going by what I'm told.
Sounds right so far.
Okay, so you got the prices that are in there. This is a license. I sent you an email that we received in writing, an email from the attorney for Illinois EPA, which I had her, and she's committed, said yes, by signing this particular license agreement, this contract, it will not violate your bonds that you put out there, those $1 million bonds with the IEPA loan. So we're good to go as far as that goes. This is the first step. They still have to come to you folks to get a building permit. The contract says when they put the plans out here, they're going to have to approve them. We found out here in the last few days that they've already dealt with a particular contractor, I think, is actually going to build it. And I think it's AG Alternative.
AP Alternative.
AP Alternative. Once this gets approved, once they get going, they will create, or they, being REE, Rural Energy folks, will create a new LLC, of which they will be the owner, and AP Alternative. The contract says that that entity and REE are jointly and severally responsible to living up to the terms of this contract. So I mean, it's pretty airtight, I think. But they've given you, they've done this, what, 25 times? They're here to tell you that they're going to do a good job for you. I had them send, or had Grace send to you all today, again, the little brochure that showed what they thought of the savings of the first year is like $58,000, and over the life of what, 30 years?
25 years is
25
what's the
years.
projection in what I sent you guys today.
They're projecting a $1,800,000 savings to the city in terms of electricity. So, having said that, does Brian or Greg want to step in and say anything about this agreement?
Yeah, I think I'll add, I think what we've created is a really good contract that's going to save you guys quite a bit of money and also provide maximum flexibility. As Rocky said, we are part owners in the project, and on top of it, we are what's called the approved vendor, which means the state of Illinois holds us responsible for making sure that not only are we holding up to the contract, but that the system is functioning for a 15-year period. So we are invested for that, for at least that time period. So we're happy to, hopefully, if you guys will allow us to deliver this to you. I'm happy to answer any questions, any other questions as well.
Brian, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I'll thank you, and I'm sorry I can't be there. I'm a bit under the weather, but I didn't want to risk exposing anyone to this nasty non-COVID bug. So, excuse me, sorry. What I want to say is, I've been in this business for getting close to 15 years. And as far as reliability of these solar panels that we're bringing, they could, 25 years, 30 years, this is you guys are blazing a trail here in this energy market. These solar panels are totally bankable, tier 1 solar panels that can probably last longer than 30 years. So it's just going to be us as the owners, RE as the owners, we're going to be with you the whole time. Up until a point when you want to pull a plug or you just want to take ownership on it. And we're going to be here for that whole duration. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Thank you.
Any questions from the audience?
I read what you said, answer my question.
Okay.
Roll call.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Chris Popetti?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Mayor Barry?
Yes. Motion carries 8-0.
So having that been adopted, Brian and Greg, the mayor will be signing the document and we'll get it forwarded to you for your execution of the term. Great. And you're still on schedule to get this thing put in by this summer?
This summer, no, we want to have it fully operational by the end of the year. We will start construction. So right now, I'm not going to digress, but there's been a lit in the panel tariffs that the president went forward with today. So that's opening up a lot of channels right now. But our goal is to start construction sometime in late August, early September. We are going to start initiating permitting this month in July. So stay tuned for further development as we move forward to create this great project for the city of Taylorville.
We thank you for your cooperation in resolving your contract.
Brian, Greg shaking his head, he'll have it operational by the end of September.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Yeah. Already moving on.
Very good, but this is being recorded, so we'll talk.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Motion to approve retaining HSHS Medical Group, also known as HSHS Occupational Health Services in Springfield, Illinois, to provide extensive services for the city concerning firefighter and police officer physicals, fitness and function tests, drug and alcohol testing, vaccinations, and such other services as the city may require from time to time. Motion to approve by Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Olive, questions or comments? Roll call.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve
Yes.
Dorsones? Jim Olive?
Yes.
Chris Popetti?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Motion to accept the resignation of Ben Morrison from and approve the mayor's appointment of George Calvert to the Board of Appeals. Motion by Alderman Olive, second. Alderman Wilson. Questions or comments? Ben Morrison turned in his resignation because he moved out of the city, and I've asked George Calvert to step on. So, roll call.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Chris Popetti?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown? Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Motion to approve the special events permit for the Taylorville Band Boosters at the intersection of West Main and Webster on Saturday, June 25th, 2022.
Amen.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Dorsones, questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Motion to approve the special events permit for the Greater Taylorville Chamber of Commerce for Chocolate Square on the 100 block of West Market on July 2nd, 2022. Motion by Alderman Skoltedi, second. Alderman Brown, questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Motion to approve and award the 2022 motor fuel tax general maintenance program bid and to direct the city clerk to sign corresponding documents from IDOT as follows. P.H. Broughton and Sons bituminous patching material, M19 of $55,750. Louis Marsh Incorporated bituminous patch, CA15 chip mix, $41,250. And Louis Marsh Incorporated bituminous mixture for stabilized base, CA7 mix at $73,500. Motion to approve. Alderman Wilson, second. Alderman Olive, question or comment? Roll call.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Crystal Teddy?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Motion to reject the 2022 motor fuel tax general maintenance program bids from P.H. Broughton and Sons as follows, and approve to advertise for a new material bid. We'll rebid the surface coarse crushed stone CA6. We'll rebid the surface coarse crushed stone CA7, and also the seal coat aggregate crushed stone CA16. Somebody need a motion to rebid these? Motion by Alderman Wilson, second.
Second.
Alderman Skoltedi, questions or comments? Roll call.
Crystal Teddy?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Jim Olive?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. City attorney update.
Yes, folks, I sent you by email today a new lawsuit that's been filed against the city, that the city would serve a summons today, and also an additional Freedom of Information Act request. We will deal with those appropriately in due time. Secondly, is that going back to the solar array facility, I would recommend that you go back and take and to your ordinance committee and take a look at that, because there have been a number of solar panel questions for residential properties that's risen up here with the city. And the question is, do you allow ground mounts in a residence? Are you going to require what kind of feed you have to have? If they have it on a roof, are you going to require a building permit? Or if they're going to put it on the ground, what have you? Because as I said, your chapter 15 deals with community solar array facilities. So if you want to also regulate net metering facilities, you might want to take a look at that and put in some kind of regulations that we did here in these contracts, like fencing and things of that sort. I think would be appropriate. So I would recommend that you address those issues. I'll talk a little bit later on about American Tower. That's all I have right now. Any questions?
Could you email me some specifics on what you're looking for
Sure, I'd be happy to.
on the ordinance? Appreciate it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we'll do.
Mayor report. Congratulations to the Tommy TV cast, and congratulations to our firefighter. Thank you to Jeffrey Ortman and the Lake Department for cleaning up Memorial Day for the Memorial Day festivities, and thank you for cleaning up the marina area for the annual powwow. Thank you to Fred Dubay and the powwow for their event at the marina. Thank you to Mike Tennant and the cemetery crew for their great work at the cemetery on Memorial Day weekend. Thank you to the many volunteers who helped take the flags down at the cemetery. There's no better sight than seeing our youth being involved with honoring our fallen soldiers. As I mentioned earlier, today, June 6, 2022, is the 78th anniversary of D-Day. Thank you to Small Town Taylorville, Lee Skinner and Marcia Neal for the excellent showing on the car cruise, the first Friday of each month. Thank you to the downtown business owners and the courthouse employees for their understanding. I have received numerous calls over the past couple of weeks on street repair complaints. I'm asking all aldermen to get a list of streets in their wards that they would like to see oiled and chipped. As of June 1st, Ward 1 has $239,000. Ward 2 has $337,000. Ward 3 has $132,000, and Ward 4 has $337,000. We also have $235,000 in Ward 5. I would like to see the sidewalk on Route 104 get extended from Walmart to Hickory Estates in the next couple of months. We can either use BDD money, Ward 5 money, or I think that's in Ward 2, so if Ward 2 has the money, that would be an option. We did receive the $250,000 Safe Sidewalk grant to replace sidewalks in Ward 4 around Memorial School. We made the final list on the $2.5 million grant to work on West Main Cross. We hope to hear soon on the $3 million grant we applied for to revamp our downtown area. I'm working closely with the Lincoln Trail Committee to receive money to replace the trestle on our bike trail. Thank you to that committee for putting up the shelter on Pawpaw Street. It looks great, Steve. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Committee reports. Discussion and/or motion to approve, adopt, and/or deny, and/or table, and/or amend, and/or refer to an appropriate committee in whole or in part the matters regarding the following subject matters discussed at the committee level. Finance Committee, Alderman Bud.
Thank you. First motion was to recommend the city council accept the proposed health insurance plan from Health Alliance for 1 month renewal on July 1st, 22 to transition into a self-funded program beginning August 1st, 2022 with a projected cost of $1,395,190. Make that informed motion.
Motion by Alderman Bud, second.
Second.
Alderman Bryant, questions or comments? Roll call.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Chris Copetti.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Motion to recommend to, oh, excuse me. Go ahead, Mr. Bud.
The next one was the motion to recommend the city council reject the offer from American Tire for a one-time payment of $250 for perpetual lease. But before we vote on that, I would like to, do you want to talk first?
Well,
or
let's
make
get
the
the motion first and we will have
Get the motion.
discussion.
Then I'll make a comment.
We have a
Okay.
motion by Alderman Bud, second. Alderman Skoltedi. Comments or questions?
Yes,
Rocky?
yes, folks, when I looked at the, your committee level, and I saw what Mr. Mason sent to us, and we appreciate his information, but the schedule that I looked at only went to 2041. So I was questioning whether or not the committee had enough information to evaluate the proposal and see what they wanted to do. So I talked with Mr. Mason today, along with Julie, we were on the phone with him, and he was kind enough to prepare a schedule that I think you've all got a copy of now. And I don't want to get into too many details in open session here, but my recommendation is that you might want to take it back to committee with this new information and to revisit it. If you remember, you've got a guaranteed payment for the first 10 years. You have about 4 more years going until 2027. Then American Tower has 5 options at 60 months each. So if they would exercise all that, you would get paid up through the end of 2000, or be it 2051, it would end in 2052. That's the number that he came up with, the total cash flow you would get. What I asked him to do is how much money would we need today, we call it present cash value, invested at 3% to get to that number. And you've got a number that he gave you. And what he's telling us is with the interest rates changing as they are now, maybe a little higher, that present cash value gets lower, the higher the interest is that you're able to turn that cash into investment. So that's the second number he's got there, of the 339. Now that's assuming that that they would go the whole extra 25 years after 10. Who knows what technology will bring at that point. So there's risk on both parts, both sides of the coin here as to what you want to do. I would just suggest that, and if he was arguing as well, that if you had enough of a lump sum paid up front money, that you could turn around and get close to what you would do if you just sit back and see what happens, you might want to rethink it. And that's what I would suggest, that if you would table this, I mean, you could reject the 250 tonight, and then take it back and see what higher amount you may request that they consider. Any of my suggestions?
Any other questions or comments? The motion is to reject the $250,000. We got a second, so roll call.
Doug Brown.
Can I amend that though, in that motion, that we will take this back to finance at the next meeting?
I don't think you have to amend your motion, you just pass this.
You can just make a motion to table, and then,
We can just make a motion to reject this, we know we're gonna reject this, right? So
Right.
just reject it, put it on the next committee.
Or we can vote to table this and take
that.
Well, I think to send a message to American Tower, your motion is to reject this offer, but to take it back to committee to see if there's another dollar amount that you would want to propose, so that I can go back and relate to American Tower, we're still thinking about.
Okay.
You had to do it.
So the motion is to reject $250,000 and take it back to finance by Alderman Bud, seconded by Alderman Brown. Comments or questions? Roll call.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Jim Mullin?
Yes.
Crystal Teddy?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
The next motion is recommend the city council to forward the municipal building, Gagny building, and police department budgets to the treasurer for further refinement. Make that form of motion.
Motion by Alderman Bud, second.
Second.
Alderman Olive, questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
And the final motion, recommend the city council to approve the treasurer's report as presented. Make that form of motion.
Motion by Alderman Bud, second.
Second.
Alderman Skoltedi, questions or comments?
Comment.
Comment?
Did we receive the treasurer's report? Was that emailed today? Did I miss it? No? Yes.
Schedule for finance committee.
Did we get one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Ordinance, Alderman Skoltedi.
Thank you, Mayor. There's a motion to recommend to the city council, excuse me, to direct the city attorney to prepare an ordinance to amend chapter 3 of the Taylorville City Code to terminate liquor license upon sale of business and to allow liquor license to remain valid upon the sale of one co-owner to another. And section 3-3-4 be amended to say, not a resident of the county of Christian, and to amend the liquor license application to include any relevant statements. Make that form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Skoltedi, second.
Second.
Alderman Bryant, questions or comments?
That means I can tweak it, right?
You can-
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Somebody did a great job writing that motion.
Alderman Wilson.
Thank you, Mayor. Motion to recommend to the city council to approve the purchase of the trailer attenuator with the street and sewer department determining $8,000 toward the purchase price. Make that form of motion.
Motion by Alderman Wilson, second. Alderman Dorchenez, questions or comments? Roll call.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones? Jim Mullin?
Yes.
Crystal Teddy?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes. Motion carries 7-0.
Motion to recommend to the city council to authorize and direct the mayor to sign pay request number 2 from Truman L. Flats and Son Company Incorporated in the amount of $208,408.21 for the work on the East Main Cross street improvements. This condition upon receipt of signed mechanics lane waivers in the amount and recommendations by the project engineer that the work has been satisfactorily performed. Make that form of motion.
Motion by Alderman Wilson, second. Alderman Brown, questions or comments? Roll call.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve
Yes.
Dorsones? Jim Mullin?
Yes.
Crystal Teddy?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Emergency services. Alderman Brown.
First is a motion to recommend to the city council to allow Fire Chief Aderman to purchase 2 sets of turnout gear from Max Fire and Safety to cost not to exceed $5,250 plus shipping.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Dorchenez, questions or comments? Roll call.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Jim Mullin?
Yes.
Crystal Teddy?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Next is a motion to recommend to the city council to allow Fire Chief Aderman to purchase one replacement radio from Global Technical Systems, Inc. at a cost not to exceed $1,549.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
Alderman Wilson, questions or comments? Roll call.
Jim Mullin?
Yes.
Crystal Teddy?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryan?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve
Yes.
Dorsones?
Motion carries 7-0.
Next is a motion to recommend to the city council to allow Chief Wheeler to participate in the flock pole camera pilot program at no cost for 60 days.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
Alderman Dorchenez, comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Personnel, Alderman Bryant.
First, motion to recommend to City Council to approve the promotion of Mark Borgic, Corey Waller, and Damon Moore in the Street Department as Heavy Equipment Operator B.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
Alderman Wilson, comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Next, motion to recommend to City Council to forward the Police and Fire Administration salaries to the Finance Committee.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Skoltedi, questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
And last, a motion to recommend to City Council to forward the non-bargaining salary calculations to the Ordinance Committee.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Borgeson, questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Motion to approve or ratify payment of bills, $377,588.10. Need a motion? Alderman Bud, second.
Second.
Alderman Skoltedi, questions or comments? Comments, Alderman Bud?
Insurance, $101,179.28. Only public risk, $17,314. Electric, $8,196.66. Telephone, $1,094.55. Garbage, $8,176.68. Alto for $2,885. Computer tech, $3,726.44. Meyer Austin Romano, $7,866. Denton and Associates for the vote, $4,766.38. Blueville Garage, $2,587.94. Farm and Home, Walmart, Taylorville Feed, Ron, and Urban, $2,006.30. Quill Office for Supplies, $2,496.92. Downtown Taylorville.org, $6,402.82. Phil Tullis, $37,550. USA Blue Book, $1,647.04. United Capital Funding, this is for the summer help, $5,750.64. Illinois Department of Employment, this is for unemployment, $4,278.37. United States Department of Treasury, $6,263.80. This was something that was from the past HR person that failed to get done. MOA, Employment Pre-Screen, $1,383. Main Cross Auto, $2,657.88. Galls, Police and Fire Uniforms, $1,488.59. Police Department, Missouri Highway Patrol for the squad car, $21,000. Water Department, Property Engineering for pump repair, $13,381.50. EPA water testing for a yearly contract, $10,570.59. Chemicals, $15,052.20. Midwest Meter, $6,492.88. And Swan for UV monitoring, $11,266.20. Street Department, Bodine Electric, Route 48 Signal, $4,913.05. Contractors Concrete, $5,802.76. Lehigh Hanson, $2,074.69. P.H. Broughton for Copass, $1,307.55. Ricky Peters, $11,049.50. Compass Materials for Salts, $11,470.69. Lewis March, $4,601.85. Lake Department, Decker Supply for Signs, $3,511.55. For Christian County FS for fuel, $1,102.07. And then Airport for liability insurance is $3,335, and we total to $356,650.37.
Roll call.
Chris Skoltedi.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Tim Allen.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. First subparagraph G of 5 ILCS 120/2.06. This portion of the city council meeting is reserved for any person wishing to address the council on any relevant subject matters concerning the city. The Illinois Open Meeting Act 5 ILCS 120/1NC mandates no action shall be taken on subject matters not listed on the agenda, but the council may direct staff to address the topic or refer the subject matter to a future council and/or committee meeting. If anyone wishes to address the council, please provide your name and address. Limit your comments or presentation to 3 minutes and avoid repetitious comments. Anyone like to address the council? Alderman Bud?
If anybody was there at the, and I know Alderman Slotay was there at the car show Friday night. It was brought to my attention from Lee Skinner and I'm trying to think of his name. Anyway, about porta potties down there, because there was a lot of people there for a while, and would the city be willing to put porta potties in there for that Friday night for that? And I'll tell you what, I think it would be an excellent thing, because there was a lot of people, plus the guys with the cars, you know, they don't wanna have to take and wait in line any place, you know, that way they can go to there and then bringing in some type of a food stand. The mayor's gonna work on getting that, because that was the two issues that was brought up while I was there on Friday night. So I don't have it on the agenda tonight, but at finance, I'm gonna bring up, I have 4 porta potties put in for the Friday night shows down in the square.
Anyone else? Motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Dorchenez, questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.